Schoolboy.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Dressed like a schoolboy.
I never went to school in that.
Did you? No, you never went to school.
Not like that, no. Are you kidding? I've
No.
been pelted every day if I'd have been,
No,
dressed in a
we had to
tie.
wear it at school. Not with cufflinks.
I guess a uniform school.
We're ready.
So how much did you know about this story before you went into it?
No, very little. I mean, just that it was. I knew about that there was resistance and that it did happen, but that it was quite quelled very quickly, and and it wasn't really kind of reported on.
Is it tough when you're doing a movie like this and you're out there in the woods to not think about the people that were there before, the people that this actually went,
Well, you have to kind of keep things into perspective because we were filming in the forest and it was cold as hell and it was wet and miserable but we had beds to go to, so as much as you kind of get a little bit grumpy out there, you kind of go, okay, forget it, we're not staying the night here. This is kind of easy compared with what these people actually went through.
But wasn't it easier, to help you with your performance that Ed didn't allow those luxuries when you were filming?
There were luxuries there, were there?
Well, you know what I mean.
Was he hiding
when
them?
you're filming a Bond movie and you yell cut, you can run to your trailer.
Well, no, but it was the nature of it. I mean, this is the kind of a lower budget, obviously. But we had everything we needed. But the very fact of going into the forest and shooting the way we did, and Ed was keeping everything very loose, because we had to, because we were using natural light, and we were having to sort of run around and get the light when it occurred. If it came out, the sun came out, we'd have to chase it. So, but that gives it a kind of immediacy, and we just we're out there all day, and you just kind of get used to it. You kind of get used to the sort of the rhythm of it.
When you're doing a movie like a Bond movie and your action movie, there's ways you can prepare physically and so forth. But is there any way you can prepare mentally for a role like this?
You just do research. You just do as much research as you possibly can. You read the books and you talk to people, and there are a couple of great documentaries about the subject, and they make you fill your head with as much of it as possible, and then you do it.
You watch a movie like this, and your eyes are open to what people went through. Like these brothers, they just wanted to survive, and so. Can you even ever imagine yourself in a situation like that?
No.
Do you think?
No, I can't imagine myself in it. And I would, it's just horrendous, the idea of it. But I'd never wish it on anybody else. I mean, you can never properly understand it. You'll never do it. But what you do is you just try and throw yourself into the feeling of it and sort of imagine how you take it. I mean, you'd hope to think individually that you'd react well to it, but God knows, who knows.
Do you prefer a movie like this, the way these type of movies, rather than the glitzy glamour show like of an action movie?
I like a bit of glitzy glamour. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. That doesn't matter to you.
Nothing wrong with glitzy glamour.
No. Yeah, but I mean, as an actor, though, it's a pretty heavy movie.
It is a heavy movie, but it's a heavy subject, and you can't make there's no way of making a light movie out of this subject. But what the movie has is a huge amount of hope. And what I loved and was inspired by this script is that there is that these people, bad or good, went through this horrendous situation and survived well, and 1,200 people survived, and therefore tens of thousands of people have lived on after this, and they didn't just exist or scrape through. They actually kind of built a community. So instead of just fighting back, just being trying to fight all the time, they lived. They formed a community.
Tremendous job.
Thanks, man.